Hey everybody, this is just a quick update about what's going on with the channel and democracy and things around here in Linn-Benton County. And for patrons, to say thank you. I don't expect anybody to be here. I just decided to do this live because why not? But I am looking at chat, so if anybody shows up. Oh, hey Jupiter Judy. And Kat, how are you? How are you? So I just got back from a meeting of the Linn County Democrats publicity team. It's a committee. They're all committees on all the parties have committees. So this is a committee within the Democratic Party of Linn County. And we talked about using 21st century tools, Slack, Google Hangouts, Google Docs, this equipment here. And we're integrating these tools into the procedures and processes of the Democratic Party of Linn County. That's a big step forward. And it's amazing how much this is going to help the people going on around here. Like, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, we just got to get everybody online. We're moving into the future. It's 21st century. Oh, wow. Hi, lots of people. Hi, Brad. Revolution Funding, how are you? William Valentine. Steve K. Real Jingy. Hey. So I'll just give you guys a chance to show up. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you. I really just want to talk about, I didn't even open a Hangout, so if anybody's wondering in Slack, I don't even have a Hangout going. I just wanted to do this broadcast real quick, tell everybody what's going on. We're integrating these tools, the tools that we use in Bernie 2016 TV, the tools of the revolution, like all the groups we know what we use, right? We use Slack, and we use Google Docs, and we use Hangouts, right? The Democratic Party is like, yeah, let's do it. And there are people, most of these people are my age and older, that are on these committees right now. I'd love to see younger people get involved. We need younger people in Linn-Benton County to get involved. There's lots of open seats. There's lots of places we need you to be. So if you're there and you're listening right now, it'd be great to have you show up. Hey, John Warren. How you doing? Oh, sorry, guys. That was loud. I hit my microphone. Anyway, really, this was an unplanned thing. I just wanted to tell you, there are people that drive 40 miles. 40 miles from their town to come into Albany and take part in democracy. That's insane that they should have to do that. It's amazing that they would do that. And one of the guys who's like, he was thinking about it, he's like, I can be at home. When he realized that he could do this at home, by the end of the meeting, he's like, I think next meeting, I propose doing the committee meeting with a Google Hangout. Because he's like, I don't have to drive into town. I don't have to go. It's ridiculous. Rural areas in the United States of America are these just abandoned areas, tons and tons of people, but they're so far apart that a lot of times in these small towns that make up these county Democratic parties or whatever parties, they can't communicate. And all it really takes is somebody going there and showing them, here's how you do it. Somebody like me who's a nerd, who can come in and go, here, let's show you how to use some of these tools. And it doesn't even have to be the ones I'm suggesting. I mean, they were having trouble just finding times in the month to meet in person to get things accomplished, and they were moving so slow because they couldn't find times to meet in person. It's an amazing thing, right? Hey bros, Al, Chemo, how you doing? JLB, Jonathan, the unintended chaos, how are you? Good to see you guys. So that's the first thing, is that we're implementing these tools, working with the Linn County Democrats. They're moving forward. That's awesome. I'm very excited about that. We will be doing a broadcast on 7/6. It's a live stream from the Albany Library, and it will be of Zakir Khan. I'm sorry, I don't have the name right. He's a teacher at Linn-Benton County Community College, and he started the first care unit in Oregon. We're going to learn about that. It's for Muslims that basically react when they go out and do things and take care of things. They react when there's an evil act of terrorism, and they work to dispel stereotypes and misbeliefs about Muslims and the religion. And this guy worked to start the first unit in Oregon, and he's going to come down and speak at the Albany Library, and we're going to attempt to broadcast that, and they're all excited about that. Remember I told you, if you guys remember months ago, We were talking about the Majestic months ago, and then I was it's like, it's not going to work out. It's just not the right thing for us. All the pieces are fitting together now, right? Because the Majestic has gear that the Democratic Party will need. I don't have all the gear to do the upstreaming because some of my gear is with Scott, and some of my gear isn't even my gear. It's with Ashley Terry, and it's his gear. He needs his gear, right? So this. Hey, Jilly Love, how you doing? You're petting your kitty. Very nice. All mine are out there. Hey, Crunch, how are you? Hey, Lyle, good to see you. So good. I'm glad to see you dropping in. The unintended chaos. Okay, so here's okay. So where's it? Back up. Again, I wasn't really planning this. Just wanted to do this. So they're moving forward. They're excited about it. We're getting it. It's going to change everything for our committee meetings, not just the big Democratic meeting, for committee meetings. We're going to do that live stream. The Majestic has gear that they want to rent. That's one of the things they were trying to do with this gear. They have all this fantastic gear, but not a lot of people really have a need for it. Now, right now, potentially have 3 separate Democratic groups. There's the Lynn County Democratic Party. There is the Progressive Caucus, the Democratic Progressive Democratic Party of Oregon. All right, Larry Taylor. We saw an interview with him and Charles Mon. They were in Burns, Oregon. So there's those guys. The Progressive Democratic Party of Oregon, which is also the Progressive Caucus. Larry is the chair of the Progressive Caucus. So same group there. That group, we have the Lynn County Democrats, and we have the Disabilities People with Disabilities Caucus. A guy named Jeffrey Lynn, who was working within the Lynn County Democrats, decided not to work within Lynn County Democrats and wanted to do his own thing. So he's doing his own thing with his own group of people. They're focused on disabilities, people with disabilities and issues and making everything ADA compliant. So that's 3 different groups that want to learn how to use this technology and implement it. Not just the big live streams and productions and doing shows, but everything else. Using online tools, Google Docs and Hangouts and Sky, and Slack, and to get democracy accomplished. This is just upgrading. Understand what we're doing here. From a tactical point of view, we came into the Democratic Party as burners. I did anyway, because I wanted to make change. Now we're upgrading the structure of that party in terms of communications to a 21st century platform, and they're willing to, at least in my understanding right now in my group, they're willing to do that. And this bridges the gap in communication between millennials and everybody else. This is what lets us all communicate, brings it all together, and lets us work fast. So that's badass. Remember my goal of getting us there? So these 3 groups will need to rent that gear from the Majestic. These three groups will be able to use the Majestic at some point to do town halls and things that they want to do. That was what I wanted to facilitate in the first place. I just didn't see how all the pieces fit together right. I knew I had all the pieces of the puzzle. I just wasn't quite sure how they go together. Now we get to see how they go together, right? And there's more pieces. We're not done with all the pieces, right? Yes, Al, exactly. I love it when a plan comes together. How ironic that we would quote the A-Team, the 1980s, like, that was Go America. They shot more bullets at things and never hit not one thing. Not one person was ever hit by a bullet ever on that show. They had the worst aim of any A-Team ever. You realize that. But, yeah, it was a good show. Yes. A plan is coming together. The plan is coming together. It's true. It really is. Right? It just took some talking and some maneuvering and some work. And it took you guys. That's the other thing, is that I wouldn't still be doing this if you weren't encouraging me to do so. If you didn't show up for these broadcasts. If patrons didn't give me money. Quite frankly. I mean, I don't... we just got back up to the $250 a month goal. Thank you so much. There's 30 pledges plus 3 patrons, and thank you Stephen K and Steve Collins. You edited your pledges, and thank you Kat for pledging. And this is all in the month of June. Wesley and Naomi Scott and Christoph Falkowski. I know I just fucked up your name, but that's all right. We're gonna call you Christoph. My Polish relative. This is part of what makes it real for me. I have a job. I have employers. You guys are my employers. That money goes to pay internet bills. That money sometimes goes to buy a piece of gear. That money sometimes buys a joint. I mean, thank you. That's when I look at that, I go, I have a responsibility to patrons that pay me to do work, and I do that work. And my point in that guys there is that I don't put the work on Patreon. What I'm trying to say is I know that I really haven't done anything with the Patreon site, and I don't generally do that. And to people like Density McCartney and others that send me mail and are patrons outside of the patron structure, thank you. The cards, the letters of support, the gifts that you send me are all part of that. The conversation, when you join me in conversation, when you're hanging out here right now, right here, guys, that's your time. You're donating your time to be here with me, to engage with us. When you share something, when you any social activity, that's an investment of your time in whatever it is we're doing, and that is worth something. I don't know how to quantify it, but it's worth something. And that's the broken contract between Google and other internet entities and us, right? The end user. We get a good internet because we provide data. We provide input, right? But it's an uneven balance of services to data exhumation. You know what I mean? So anyway, I recognize that. I recognize your effort of being here and your effort. So everybody, thank you. It's been 2 years. 2 years. And I think we're finally, this is the best way it could happen. This is the best, the most, I don't know, sustainable that I've seen this become, right? So it's pretty cool. Oh, hey, Julie Love. John Ellis, professional, awesome guy. Thank you, John Moore. I don't always agree with him, but his heart is definitely in the right place. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Manic DBB, I'm a professional ranter. I don't know what I am in that regard. You're welcome, Randy C. Thank you too. Listen, it's not. Hey, Unga, how are you? And please, this extends to everybody. I say this every day as much as possible. Everybody doing work in the volunteer network. Do you know how much I reference that? In the meeting today, I was showing the Bernie 2016 TV Slack, and I said, this group of people have a home here. People come and go as they get burned out and not burned out and have other things to do in their lives, but they come back here. There's more than 300 people that aren't active in the Bernie 2016 TV Slack, but that have a home there. Some of them just come by and listen to the chat every once in a while. You guys don't know that. I mean, it's an amazing place, and it thrives because of you and your conversation and everything that goes on, and that's important. That's an important showing of a structure that we can build together as people around a common cause that doesn't have to have a brick and mortar address. That's important, you know. It's cool. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that. So we got 3 groups that I'm working with right now. There's going to be more stuff happening. Larry Taylor with the Progressive Democrats Party of Oregon has already got a list of things. He wants weekly show. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. We're going to how to do this, how to do that, PCPs. Tomorrow, we've got Awake, and then after Awake, I'm meeting with Nancy and her friend. I don't remember her name. I think it's Brenda. Nancy and Brenda, and we're going to talk about having them on the Awake show Friday, and they're going to talk about what they're doing, which is neighborhood leader program. Basically, you get a list of 35 addresses in your neighborhood, and you go knock on doors and say hi and get to know them, which is something you should do anyway. But this is a program designed by the people in Lynn County, from what I understand. I don't know the full story behind it, but they came up with the idea. I think it was I think it was Benton County. I think it was. Anyway, I don't know the full story. Maybe it was somebody in Benton County. It was, but anyway, that program is moving. It's got adopted. They're going to talk about that. These are the kind of things we can facilitate. So that's going to happen. We got events with the other groups. We got live streams coming up. Don't forget, we've got Scott Galindez in Iowa with CCI, and we are working with that group. Bernie Sanders is the headliner there, and we are providing the feed for Iowa CCI. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. And tomorrow night, I'm still not done working on the rundown. Tomorrow night, I interview Iron Stash, who's now this global viral sensation. And you know how well I do when we have like somebody like that. So anyway, it'll be fun tomorrow. Join us for that on We the People. And I guess that's it. Thanks for keeping the family going. Family, you know? What do you have to say there? Manic, is someone not in Slack group currently? It might be helpful to keep a public list somewhere of what volunteer positions you are in need of currently. Oh, well, I can bring you in. Volunteer positions that I need, that's a hard one. Right now, I'm working on ground game. In always looking for people who want to edit video, cut up segments of stuff, right, and repost it. People that want to manage the YouTube channel. That would be great. I got nobody doing that except me. And people to learn to be, that have time to learn to be like comment moderators. Right? And anybody with skills with graphics. Because graphics are always the toughest thing. Anybody that's got Photoshop skills, graphic skills, absolutely could use you. So that's really what I'm looking for right now, just for Bernie 2016 TV Uphill Media. The Lynn County and all the individual groups on the ground they're going to have to bring resources to the table. We're going to have to work together to make that happen, right? But anyway, that's what it is. Yeah, it is exciting, John. It is. I'm like, Brad, Uphill Media is my jam. Thank you. Yeah, it's Lynn, remember, he's just he's a person just like you, it's just a mustache. It's the Iron Stash. No, I totally know. I do this with myself as part of preparing to go live. So it's all right. I'm working out all my sillies so that I can actually be halfway not silly, because I mean, basically the mustache, whether he likes it or not, has worked for ratings appeal for MSM. And is really helping his campaign. It's a good thing. I'm excited. It's going to be cool. I'm excited about it. The real, to be honest, if I were truthful, it's not about what I do here that I'm worried the most about. It's the fact that I don't want it to be a waste of time for the candidates. I want to make sure that outside of our wonderful little audience that gets the privilege of having a great intimate conversation with Randy, that he's able to use this footage, or that it gets shared and out there and other people see it and it helps him get votes, right? Or donations. That's really what if I wanted anything of We the People, it's so that it's to the caliber that it's useful. You know what I mean? I wonder, but for us, of course, it's a wonderful thing. I love it. Fun. Anyway. What did Manic say? Stash says, I know, that's a great meme. Have you seen Meme Stash? You have to look up Meme Stash. And it is spelled like you think it's spelled. It's basically, there's just Iron Stash memes. And that is Stashism, not fascism. The guy has the same potential charisma, working man guy as Bernie. He really does. Right? And that, but here's the thing. I talked to him about this. He's got at least two other Democratic competitors running against him. I don't know where they're at in their race, but one of them's a guy named David Yankovic, and the other, I don't know, remember the other guy's name. They both have crowd pack campaigns going. One guy's got a nice website and looks very, I don't know, Hillary. He's definitely a Hillary fan. He says that right up front. So already not a fan of that guy, and I'm interested to see if they're even a factor in this. Okay. Bye, you guys. All right, so really, I don't want to sit here and hang out. Hey, Brom, that was it. I just want to tell you that. thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, because democracy is happening. Democracy is happening in this county, and from here, it's going to go beyond. We're going to take it to Salem. It's right up the road. And once we get these programs implemented, people trained, and the communication happening, you realize how much more efficient this Democratic Party is going to be than pretty much all the other ones in Oregon. That's what I'm counting on. Is we'll be able to move so much faster once we get the online presence worked out and we get the communications worked out with the online services. Then we can really put efficiency to groundwork, and that was really why Bernie Sanders did so well, is because they were able to utilize the organization online to get the groundwork done. Anyway, awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Bye, Froze. Bye, everybody. Lisa, nice to see you. Jonathan, you too. Everybody. Jimmy Fallon has something going on with his new mustache. What? Jimmy Fallon is... I'm not even going to... Yes, go to revolution, says she. All right. I'm out of here. We'll see you tomorrow on Awake with John and Marcus, and then in the evening for interview with Iron Stash. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. It's happening. It's happening. Democracy is happening again in the United States. It's us making it happen, but we're working with everybody, and that's pretty badass. See you tomorrow.